What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. We ain't gonna be talking about boxing or NBA. We ain't gonna be talking about sports in this video. We're gonna be talking about a very, very hot topic involving two young high school athletes. A murder took place, and it was a sad, sad situation that never should have happened. Let me set the stage for you. There was a state track meet going on in Frisco, Texas. You know, thing about these track meets, they go on all day. I don't think people know what's all involved in track meets. You know, they think people run the events in a couple hours it's over. It don't work like that. It ain't like like high school basketball, where the game over with in 2.5 hours. High school football where the game's over in 3 hours. This thing going all day. They start in the morning. They usually take a lunch break. Everybody go get something to eat. And they come back and they got like a afternoon, evening shift. You know, they got the morning races. And depending on what race you run, you might be there all day. You know what I'm saying? Even if you do with your event that you running in, sometimes you might stay, because team camaraderie, supporting your teammates. You got friends that's running in certain events. You want to be there to support them. So you might be there all day. That's what a lot of people don't understand. With all that being said, from eyewitnesses' accounts, this is a sad situation, number one. First of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to the Austin Metcalf family. You should never have to bury your son or daughter. Your son or daughter should bury you. It should never happen the other way around. So I can't imagine what they're going through. His parents, losing their son. They were twins. So my thoughts and prayers go out to the Austin Metcalf family. Let's get that out the way. And my thoughts and prayers are going out to the Karmelo Anthony's family too, because it's no winners here. And it's just a sad, sad situation all the way around. And in my opinion, this should have never, ever happened. But according to, I'm going to use a lot of logic here. I'm not going to be, sitting up here trying to make up stuff and just talking in terms and using innuendos, talking in broad terms and just saying a lot of stuff that you basically assuming. I'm not going to assume nothing on this video. You know what happened when you assume? You make an ass out of you and me, and I can't have that. With all that being said, from eyewitnesses' account, what all triggered this thing was rain. Nature started raining. So when it starts raining, everybody takes cover. Karmelo Anthony, I guess the area he was in, he took cover. Got out the rain. Austin Metcalf and his twin brother see Karmelo Anthony up under their tent. No matter what people ain't mentioning is when it started raining, I'm sure Austin and his brother took cover wherever they was at. It could have been another school's tent too. Because from what I heard from an eyewitness account, they came across the field. So wherever they was, they took cover wherever they was. I guess the rain stopped. That's why they was able to make their way over there to their tent, where Austin Metcalf was on the phone. After the rain stopped, slowed down enough where it wasn't a downpour like it was previously, they went over there and attempted to remove Karmelo Anthony from their tent. They would say, hey man, you don't belong here, man. You need to go to your tent. Karmelo Anthony basically said, y'all not my father. This is not y'all house. This is a stadium, a public stadium. Why is y'all telling me where I can and cannot sit? You know what I'm saying? This is a track meet. We trying to get ready to run in a track meet. You know what I'm saying? So why is you over here trying to tell me where I can and cannot sit? That's number one. A lot of people say, well, he shouldn't have been over there. He should have been at his own tent. Why was he over there up under their tent? He's not a part of their team. He don't go to that school. Okay, cool. But the problem is we in a public stadium. If I come to your house, that's your house, and you tell me, hey man, you can't sit on my couch, man. This is my couch. You can't sit in my love seat. This is my love seat while I watch the game, man. Go sit over there. I got to oblige by that because that's your house. You understand me? That's your house. But we in a public stadium, it don't work like that. I don't give a damn about no tents. When I was running track, we ain't had no tents. But we always, ran the events and stuff. You might see somebody that went to another school that's from your same neighborhood. You go over there in their area, you talk about what's going on in the event or what's been going on in the neighborhood, this, that, and the third. Everything is copacetic. So for the fact that people to say that, oh man, he was in the wrong right off the rip because he was over there up under their tent. What the hell did that mean? Your tent, my tent. We in a public stadium. What gives Austin Metcalf and his brother the right to tell somebody where they can and cannot sit? What gives the right for Austin Metcalf and his brother to be out here basically being the bleacher police? Why ain't they worried about getting ready for their particular event that they're gonna participate in? Why don't they be trying to get their exercise going, get loose and get ready to run the event? That's what I was doing when I was running track. I wasn't worried about where nobody was sitting at. They were sitting in our area from another school. I assume they knew somebody over there. If they were just sitting over there minding their business, I wouldn't care. Yeah, I'm at a public facility. I'm in a public stadium. I ain't got no rights there, just like you ain't got no rights there. We all are visitors there. The person that called shots there, the person that owned that stadium. Whatever that name of that stadium is, whoever owned that stadium or whatever, maybe business or corporation, maybe own that stadium, or maybe I believe the high school in the school district owns that stadium. Whatever Frisco Independent School District, I would say that they probably is the people that run that stadium. But it wasn't no Frisco Independent School District official came over there and told Karmelo Anthony he had to move. It was Austin Metcalf and his brother. Another thing, they were saying, well, Karmelo Anthony, why he bring a knife to a track meet? He was looking for trouble. He was looking to start something. Somebody get out of line. He was looking to get violent with somebody. Well, yeah, if he'd brought that knife to school, yeah, I can see, man, you ain't got no business bringing no knife or any other weapon to school for that matter. All this public violence going on in school and all this mass shootings, hell yeah, you don't supposed to bring no form of weapon. I agree with you on that, but to a public facility in a state of Texas where you have a right to bear arms, you got to remember, man, everybody that's at that stadium, you got people coming from different parts of the city, different parts of the area. You don't know who gonna be there. You don't know what's gonna jump off. You don't know what's gonna set off. All this stuff that's going on in the country today, you got a lot of people world and got flipped upside down with a lot of stuff that's been transpired over the last 4 to 6 months. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Inflation, there's a lot of stuff going on. People losing their job. A lot of people in government departments losing their jobs. There's a lot of stuff. People getting deported. People losing their loved ones, getting shipped back to their home country. It's a lot of stuff going on. So you don't know what's going to go on when you're at a public arena. So that's number one. With all that being said, it's a sad situation that he tried to physically remove Karmelo Anthony, whether he grabbed him or punched him or touched him. He told him, touch me and see what happens. A lot of people trying to use that against him. Why is you messing with that man? Leave that man alone. Why don't you exercise, get loose, get ready for your event that you're about to run? Why is you worried about who's sitting where? It's a public facility. You worried about the wrong thing. You worried about the wrong thing. Leave that man alone. You come over there with you and your brother. What he supposed to think? 2 on 1? Oh, I'm about to get jumped. If I don't do what y'all tell me to do, y'all gonna try to jump me? Nah, you ain't gonna jump me. It ain't going down on like that. If it was 1-on-1, like they trying to make it look like, I could go along with, well, why you had to get the knife 1-on-1? He try to move you, y'all throw them hands, and it is what it is. I can see that. But he came over there with a twin brother. That's another thing they keep living out. That's 2-on-1. So Carmelo Anthony said, I'm gonna even this up a little bit. Let me pull this knife out, and I'm gonna, y'all touch me, y'all try to physically remove me, or I'm gonna do what I got to do to get you up off me, and that's what he did. It is what it is. A sad situation. Don't get me wrong. It's a sad situation, but I think another thing. Now, this case is gonna probably take place sometime, probably next year, before this thing probably go to trial. Maybe at the end of this year. I think it's a strong possibility that case might get moved. I say strong possibility that case might get moved, might not get moved. I say strong possibility. I'm using contradictory words. I think it should be moved. It's just too toxic of a case, and he's not gonna be able to get no fair trial. I think they need to take it to Dallas, where you got a little bit more diversity. Because if it's an all-white jury, Carmelo Anthony is gonna be in trouble, man. He's gonna be in trouble, man. He's gonna be up shit creek without a paddle, man. It's gonna be sad to say, man. I just don't think he's gonna get a fair trial. I think they need to take it to Dallas, where you got diversity. You got, if it's 12 jurors, you want maybe 4 whites, 4 blacks, and then 4 non-blacks. That's how it should be set up. It shouldn't be no 12 all-white jurors. If that's the case, Carmelo gonna be in trouble. They're gonna say, oh, well, he came there with a knife, other dude was unarmed, he stabbed him, guilty. I tell you, that's what's gonna happen. So with all that being said, the situation should have never happened. Should have never went over there in any kind of capacity to try to physically remove that guy, even suggest that he should be moved. If you had a problem with that, you should have talked with the appropriate authority officials or whoever that's over that event and tell them what was going on and tell them and let them go over there and handle that situation. But for you to go over there personally, you the bleacher police, and come over there and physically remove it from the area, like you calling the shots and this is your stadium and your name on the stadium, this, that, and the third. You brought unwarranted problems to yourself and you end up losing your life. It's a sad, sad situation. So hopefully all the facts will come out. Hopefully they release the video so we can all find out what happened. But even with the accounts that I heard from both sides, this situation should have never happened. And it was easily avoidable. In these times, man, in this state of Texas, when you got the right to bear arms, man, you can't just be running up on people talking about telling them what they can and can't do. You just can't do it. You got people getting shot over cutting people off on the freeway. So now you gonna come over there and take in a public stadium and try to physically remove somebody? It ain't your house, that ain't your apartment, that ain't your place to do that, even though they might be quote unquote under your tent. It is what it is. A sad, sad situation. Right now it's gonna come down to eyewitnesses' accounts in that video. That's what's gonna tell the tale. But with all that being said, you can pretty much paint a picture of what transpired, and it was avoidable. And the bottom line is, he was stabbed and he died in his brother's arms. So that lets you know that his brother was there. It wasn't just no one-on-one like people trying to make it look like make it look like it was. Well, Austin went over there by himself and told him to move, and the boy told him, touch him if you touch me and see what happens. And he tried to assist him away from their tent, and he stabbed and killed him. They want to talk about his parents. His dad came out. Austin Metcalf dad came out and said what kind of parents he has, what kind of parents does he have to raise their son to bring a knife to a public facility. Okay. But we don't want to look into your background. We don't want to get to look into your closet, because we got skeletons coming out your closet. The bones falling out. When we open that door in your closet, when them skeletons in your closet, the bones fall out as soon as you open that door. You was convicted of sexual assault. You came out in 2011. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but I don't know if it was one of your sons. I don't know if it was somebody else's son or daughter. I don't know what the situation was with sexual assaults. You got a lot of these women out here, they look older than what they is. That's why you got to ID them. You know what I'm saying? You got to ID them. They look older than what they is, or they'll tell you, I'm 21, but they really 17. And then, you get into, a sexual encounter with them. That's rape. They could be charged with sexual assault, especially if she changed her story and say, hey, man, he forced me to do that. That's sexual assault. I don't know what happened. I'm just speculating. Bottom line is, you can't be talking about another guy's parents when you got skeletons in your own closet. And you don't want to talk about that. People don't want to bring that out. They want to talk about the guy's parents. His parents are middle income people making good money. The dad and the wife are parents of all 4 kids. It ain't like he got kids from another woman or she got some kids from another man. All 4 of them kids are from the same people. And you want to talk about his parents ain't raised him right, what kind of parents he got, this, that, and the third, when you was convicted of sexual assault. Like I said, this situation should have never happened. Should have never happened. I think it should be moved to Dallas, moved out of Frisco. I don't think that Carmelo Anthony is going to get a fair trial. I see the play. I see the play. I see the play. This is an incident involving a knife. We can always go back to the OJ trial. That situation was involving a knife, and they felt OJ got away with that. They all about trying to even the score. We got the Trayvon Martin situation where he died unnecessarily when George Zimmerman murdered him and got away with it. There's other cases that have captured the public imagination and that have put people on opposite sides. Basically, racial situations. And I ain't trying to play the race card. I'm just calling it like I see it, man. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on TikTok at JB Sports New Media. Follow me on my YouTube channels at JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend, 9656, and at JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend, 8000. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, The Man, The Myth, The Legend. And I holla.